Hello, my name is Joel Engelberth, and this is the Flip N Out YouTube channel. I stream every Wednesday night with my brother, so feel free to check out all the past live streams. And recently we've been playing Gong, or this is King Kong by Stern Pinball. This is the limited edition version. This is Zach and Nicole's personal game. Thank you so much for letting me borrow it so that we could stream it and hopefully make this tutorial out of it. Since the last tutorial I filmed was Godzilla. If you haven't seen that, feel free to check it out. But I struggled to throw the ball around, and I'm going to try my best to throw the ball in this game. If you didn't notice, there are so many wireforms on this game that it's going to be a challenge, but I practiced. So let's see how this goes. King Kong, it's Keith Elwin game, and it's awesome. This is currently 0.82 code, so it's still very early on. But the bare bones of the structure of the game is here, and that's what I'm excited to explain to you guys. So if you happen to step up to one of these in a bar or at a friend's house, hopefully you have an idea of how to play it. This is the limited edition version. The Pro version, the only things that's really different is this Spider Mech toy is not there, and then this Gong, this physical Gong mech, which I'm going to talk about, is not there. And then the train car back here, which you use to lock balls, is not there. But all the shots are there. They're in the game. So a lot of what I'm going to explain will apply to the Pro as well. So yeah, let's focus in like normal on the overall layout. So right off the bat, inlane, outlanes, very different than normal. This left side is not an outlane. It actually will feed all the way and go across and feed the left flipper. It's an awesome shot. The shot itself is actually the river shot. So it goes up here, whips all the way around, squiggles through this, feeds down the left side, and then over. So if you're used to seeing a ball, fly this way, you don't have to worry as much on this game because it's going to actually feed down the outlane, which is actually an inlane. So the outlane is in the middle. So it is something that you have to prepare for. It's a difference because you're so used to that being the inlane. But no, that middle shot is the outlane. That's the dangerous one. But what is cool is there's a little rubber here. So that's the leap of faith. So that if you do see it coming down that outside, you can try to bounce it in and try to save that ball. So honestly, the left side of the playfield is not nearly as dangerous as the right side of the playfield. Normal, typical inlanes. And then we have a standard outlane over there on the right. There is a center post. There is a center post right there. So the game feels safer than a lot of other games, but at the same time, there are plenty of things, posts and other areas on the playfield that you hit this Gong in general that's going to send the ball straight at you in a rather fast way. So you got to be prepared. If you hit your shots in this game, things flow together so well. If you miss, be awake, because even the stand-up target all the way up here, you can get a center drain off of if you're not paying attention. So inlane, outlanes, very cool. Then we have the pit, or the spider mech. This is there's a whole multi-ball associated with this. This is where basically if you hit that, there's a magnet underneath the spider here, and then there's two targets. If you hit that area enough, you will actually qualify the pit multi-ball, and I will talk through that. How to explain this left side? There is an orbit shot. This orbit shot will actually go all the way around, which is really neat. Otherwise, if it rattles a little bit, it'll come down this way. But the fact that can go from the left side all the way around is pretty awesome because it doesn't work that way from the right side. To explain this upper flipper, we actually have to talk about the river shot. So the river shot by default will come all the way down here on the left side, but there's something called the log diverter, which is this little mech right here. And you can see this insert here, log bridge. There are certain times of the game where that diverter will pop up. And when that pops up, that means the ball will actually be fed to this upper flipper. And what's cool is you can actually cradle the ball. You can actually cradle the ball on that upper left flipper. And from that, you can hit this ramp shot. So yes, there is a ramp all the way back there. And that ramp shot is what feeds across this wire form to feed the right flipper. So very unique shot. Honestly, it feels like an upper playfield, but it's not. It's on the same plane as the regular playfield. There is a little stand-up target up there. Those are the playfield X stand-up targets. There's 4 of them. So there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, and there's one there. Once you've hit all of those twice, I think is what starts two times playfield. Um, and there's a mode where you have to aim specifically at those stand-up targets. Another very important part of the game is there are 4 drop targets right here. And you're going to use those to qualify the main King Kong multi-ball, as well as that's how you get you start your king combos. That's how you let your jackpot shot in the multi-ball. There's a lot going on there. There's also a stand-up target behind these upper 2. That's the island treasure. So you are going to be aiming at those. You can hit those from this flipper. You can sweep them from that flipper. And by sweep, I mean you can hit them and then the ball just kind of keeps going around this orbit. Or you can try to get up there, shoot the river, pop up the log diverter, and then hit them with that little mini flipper. I say pop up the log diverter because there are times in the game where it does it automatically, but your action button, you actually have the ability to pop it up on demand. So if you know you want to feed that upper flipper, you're going to pop that up before you hit that center shot. Very unique area of the playfield. If we keep going to the right, you have the center ramp. The center ramp is the easiest shot in the game from the right flipper. From the left, I think you can hit it. I typically don't aim for it from the left. What I'd rather do is I'd rather hit the river, let it come all the way down, and then hold the flipper up to allow the ball to ski jump over, and then hit it from the right flipper. So that's what's really cool is the way this is laid out really gives you a lot of control on how you're going to get the ball to where you need. Oh, not to mention you can post pass. You can actually post pass in this game. For Keith Elwin, that's, I think, a first. Let's go ahead and talk about the coolest ramp in the game, the biplane ramp, which the only way you're going to hit it is from this upper left flipper, or upper right flipper, but it goes up, around, does this, and then feeds down. It's actually a challenging shot. To hit that shot, it's very late on the flipper, right at the tip of the flipper. But that's how you hit the biplane ramp, which you'll need in certain modes. And there's a whole biplane attack mode that's associated with that ramp. And then, believe it or not, there's actually a shot right here. It squiggles up and around and feeds this upper area. And so if you shoot early on the right flipper, you can feed that ball back to this upper left flipper. So there is a mode, and I will try to show it off, where you actually kind of just are throwing the ball back and forth between the upper flippers. And what I mean by that is you're going to go across here, and then it'll feed this, and then you shoot this, and it goes under the ramp and feeds it. And you can just keep doing that, and it's such an enjoyable thing to do. So I highly suggest if you're stepping up to the game for the first time, try to find those shots, because if you can juggle the ball back and forth up there, it's so satisfying. There is a spinner here and there is a spinner here. So there are certain modes that are all based on switch hits. That's what you want to focus on, are the spinners. When you do that, remember you can hit it from the left flipper or you can go that way. Then we get to the Gong. The Gong itself, by default, there's a little yellow insert right here that you need to pay attention for. If that insert is on, that means the Gong is fighting back. If you hit the ball, it's a spring-loaded Gong. It's going to hit that ball back towards you, and you need to be prepared for that. If that insert is off, and typically the island scene is flashing, that means the ball is going to go through the Gong back into this vertical up kick, which will then go up and then feed the right flipper. So the Gong is something you need. You can backhand it when the ball's going to go through it, but you don't want to backhand it when the Gong is going to fight back, because otherwise that ball is coming screaming back down at you. Now, one of the most unique shots in the game is this kickback or punchback. It's the right orbit, but it's not an orbit. So if you hit this shot goes and it loops around and will hit a kickback target, which then sends the ball back. So it's funny where if you're trying to feed the upper right flipper, the right orbit is my favorite way to go. I know it's not an orbit, but it basically does this. It'll feed the ball and come back down, and then you can take your shot that you need to go across. If you shoot that and it rattles, or there's certain modes where it won't kick back, it'll actually drop into a hole, which feeds the up kick, vertical up kick, and then it'll feed down the right side. On the premium, you're going to see King Kong dancing around. He's very animated, but then there's also this train mech, which will lock balls. So you can see right here in the middle of the inserts, lock 1, lock 2, multi-ball. Once you've hit down these twice, that's when, instead of the ball going this way with the center ramp, it's going to go that way and lock balls. So, I mean, I'm drawing all over the screen here. I hope you're paying attention, because the ball pass in this game are insane, and that's what makes it incredible. And then really the last thing, I already talked about the upper flipper, but there's a shot under the upper flipper. You don't have to hold the flipper up to hit the shot, but that's the concave. That's the cave shot. That's where your extra ball is, your mystery shot. There's a few different times where you're going to want to hit that, and that's what feeds an up kicker here, which will then feed the ball down to the right. So last thing, there is a little stand-up target right there, the power-up target. It's not in the game yet, but because of its position, I'm very curious what it's going to do. But there is a little target right there. But I think that's it. I think that's the overall layout. So let's start talking about gameplay. Okay, gameplay. There are multiple skill shots. Multiple skill shots. If you had to guess, best on the light show, where would the first skill shot be? The first skill shot is actually just right at that area. Then you can actually do that skill shot. The in lane is an additional skill shot. And then believe it or not, the out lane is a skill shot. The next skill shot is the river. If you plunge it all the way up here and it goes down the river. And then the last skill shot, which is one that I just learned about last night, is really fun. But basically you're going to plunge, try to feed this flipper, and then from this flipper, go up here to hit that ramp. So 5 different skill shots in the game. If you hit a skill shot, you will get a Kong letter. So King Kong is the goal. The goal is to spell King Kong. Once you've spelled King Kong, that's when you battle the T-Rex, which is one of the kind of mini wizard modes. You can see that is right here. T-Rex defeated. So there are 6 main objectives in the game. So the climb, I'm going to talk about that. That's getting through all these inserts here in the middle. Kong multi-ball. We'll talk about the multi-ball. Same thing with the spider multi-ball. The island scenes are all the different modes, which are on the Kong. Climb complete. I talked about that, getting through all that. And then the biplane destroyed. There's 6 shots that you have to do during biplane attacks. So if you do all those things, that's how you get to 8th Wonder, which is the main or the final wizard mode of the game. All right, so let me attempt my skill shot. Before I do, the climb. The climb, which is the inserts here in the middle, there are always going to be yellow climb arrows lit. So right now there's 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. If I hit all 4 of those shots, that'll get me through the first 100 feet of the climb, the climbing of the building. Once I've hit all 4, there'll be 4 more that'll light, and that's how you get to 200 feet, and then 300 feet. Once you've done 1 level, that lights a New York event. You can see an insert over here that says New York City event, and that's kind of like a little mini mode, and then you go to the next level. Then the next level. So theoretically, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 events to work through, and then you're all the way at the top. And that's to do all that. That's how you would do the climb complete. So that is something. The yellow arrows are always on. So whether you're in a mode, a multi-ball, at any point, you can be chipping away at the climb. That's kind of the long burn type thing to work through during the game. So I'm going to try this this skill shot here. Let's see if it works. And I way underdo it, so let's just throw it. What I wanted to do is I wanted it to go all the way up here, and then I wanted to hit that ramp. Okay, I am actually going to play a little bit of pinball here, because throwing around some of these shots sucks. But I hit that yellow arrow, so that's 1 yellow arrow done. So let's, there should be another yellow arrow done. And let's try that stand-up. There we go. That'll be the river. The log diverter popped up. That's why that happened. And then let's go right up the middle. So that was my 4 yellow arrows, which you should see now. I have 4 new yellow arrows, and I've successfully got through 100 feet. So we can just keep chipping away at that. Actually, the climb. So there's my diverter. So while that's up, let's hit some of those down. Let's go right up the middle. And then these are the hard ones. So let's try the biplane ramp. I'm going to hold the ball right at the tip of the flipper and miss it. Let's try it a little higher. Let's try it a little higher, because throwing that ball, let's just throw it then. Nope. Come on. Don't freak out on me. I'm trying. There we go. Biplane ramp.
Yeah, and just a shade under a decade, too. All right.
And then the other one, if we go, is higher up on the flipper. Here's the kickback shot. Totally missed it. The other one is up there. I'm trying. Ugh. I knew this was going to be a challenge. I knew it. How do I get this upper flipper shot? Just bear with me. We're going to get it.
Well, we're waiting.
That's the path I need to go. One more, please. Nope. Oh, my hand. I'm so sorry, everybody.
I better use my strong hand.
I'm so sorry. I thought I practiced, and I can't throw it. Oh my goodness. There we go. Jeez. Believe it or not, you can hit that with the flipper. So there's my next. So that's how I got through 200 feet. And then let's do it. Let's go ahead and get through 300 feet. One thing you are going to see, though, being that I got through 200 feet, my island lock is lit. What the island lock is when I get into a mode now, when I start a mode, it's going to bring in a multi-ball. Or it'll bring in a ball, so that mode will now be a 2-ball mode. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and start a mode. To start a mode, you have to hit the gong. So I'm going to hit it once, and watch. It kicked back at me, kind of scary, towards the flippers, and now that it's lit, I'm going to hit the gong. I'm going to hit the gong. I'm going to hit the gong. Jeez.
Today, Junior?
There we go. And let's start a mode. I'm going to show what I think is the best mode of the game, which is this, cross the chasm. So let's see if I can do this in any way. But the whole point of this mode is to hit this ramp and feed that way. So let's see if we can do it. You want to hit the river shot. Oh yeah, this is a 2-ball multi-ball because I brought in an island lock. So not the best mode to do during this, but I'm going to cradle up. I'm going to hit that upper ramp. There's one shot. Oh, almost tried to get back across. Let's feed it. Let's feed this chasm again. Oh. And feed it. There it is. Cross the chasm. There it is. There's the through shot. See, I can hit it. I just can't throw it. See? Oh yeah. Boom. Oh, see, this is what's amazing about this game as I drain the ball. These ball paths are insane. Come on. Come on. Oh, I went the wrong way. It's alright. Coming back down. Log diverter. There it is. Cross the chasm. There it is. See? Oh, it feels so good. I think I did get her across. Oh, I think I beat the mode, so the mode's over. Sweet. So now that the mode's over, let's go ahead and get, let's go ahead and finish our, let's go ahead and swipe these targets as I completely miss them. So what I can do is I can hit here, I can hit the river shot, and then I can lock my, or I can put up my log diverter. I just did that manually. And then take a few shots at the drops. So once you've hit the drops twice, what you should see now is my lock is lit. I'm going to drain one of these balls because I'm still in the mode. Okay, so here I'm down. But now that lock is lit, let's go ahead and shoot that. Let's just, you know, just shoot it. Just not miss and look like an idiot. There we go. And the ball is now locked over here. So being that I locked the ball, I now have another chance at a skill shot. So let's... Oh, I'm telling you guys, that's the best skill shot. You want to do different skill shots. The more skill shots you do, the more Kong letters you'll get. So let's actually go over here, because Mystery was lit. Let's see what Mystery's going to give us. Bonus X, definitely what I wanted. Yep, it's going to kick out. Let's lock another ball. There we go. So that's 2 balls locked. Let's try this skill shot again. Let's do that skill shot. There we go. See, it gave me a Kong letter. And then, let's go ahead. I want to get that the biplane ramp. See, you can ski jump over. There we go. There's a letter. Almost got the biplane ramp. Let's just throw it. There we go. So that is now 300 feet. So being that I've done 300 feet, my New York event is lit. So let's go ahead and do the New York event. There we go. New York event. So, stage fright. You're going to see a purple shot lit, so you want to aim for the purple shots. This is a multi-ball. So, shoot, 3, center, ramp, 1. Get these balls. And, yep. And 2. Shoot 1, center, ramp, 3. There we go. Hit right orbit to break chain. Boom. Chain is broken. So now I want to hit the river shot, because I missed it. 1, Oh, this is spins. There we go. 50, so I'm down to 12, 11. There we go. Hit right orbit to break the chain. Okay, now I think you do drops, complete drops 2 times. See how I swept them? I got 3. Let me go ahead and get 4. Totally miss them. So remember, this is a multi-ball, so it's kind of chaotic right now. Boom. Hit all 4. And then it's going to tell me to go this way. Stage fright award. Okay, and then left spinner. So now we got to go all the way up there. There we go. Missed it. There we go. And boom, right orbit to break chain. So very cool mode, making you play all the way around. And then 3 caves. So you can hold up the left flipper. I'm doing it with the left. You can hold it up there. There's 1. There's 2. Right orbit to break chain. Boom. Is that it? No. Right up the middle. Oh, I think I beat it, though. Yeah, so it started back over. So basically, this mode goes until you drain. So let's drain down to 1. When you do complete modes, that's how you get map pieces to the map. And you can see now I have 5 climb arrows lit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it gets harder to progress the next level of the climb. So hopefully that explained that a little bit. Let's talk about, I have multi-ball lit right up here up the middle, so let's go ahead and knock that one out. And you see King Kong is holding the ball. He's going to do a big old animation here. He's going to wind up. He's going to punch this train, and we're going to be in the main New York City Kong multi-ball. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so what do we do when we're in this mode? Well, green shots are valuable, so let's hit a green shot. I'm pretty sure add a ball is at the Kong, the Gong. So there's, let's see if we can get it. See the yellow insert's on, so it's fighting back. Yep, there's my add a ball. So now I have 4 balls. One thing you're gonna see is light jackpot is screaming out. So you actually want to hit down all 4 of those, and when all 4 of those are lit, now I have jackpots. So do you see the red arrows? Now these are timed, so they're going to be timed, and then it lights the super jackpot at the biplane, and you can cash these out until you run out of time. Yeah, if you shoot the green shot, which is right up the middle, as I missed it. Let's see, guys. I'm trying to play some pinball. There we go. That'll give you some awards, but basically now the green shots move. Now the green shot's over here. Shoot biplane shot for super jackpot. It's about to time out, and once it times out, then I have to clear the drops again before I can hit the biplane shot. So it's a cool way to build up the value, but then the super jackpot's only lit for a certain amount of time. So you can bring that multi-ball into a mode. You can see I now only actually have 1 climb letter left. Let me go ahead and do that. There we go. Oh. There we go. So that got me through 400 feet. 400 feet is an extra ball. And check out this animation on the extra ball. What's he doing? Did he eat the ball? Kong ate the ball? No. Kong ate the ball. All right, let's talk about biplane attack because I've hit it a bunch. Let me hit it one more time. There we go. This starts a mini mode where the switches build the biplane ramp's value, but you can see the biplane ramp is lit, and you have to hit this biplane ramp. Come on. Oh my goodness. There we go. 2 more for Kong letter. There we go. So you have to do this. I think you have to do 6 of them to complete the biplane attacks mode. That's 3, 4, getting better. 5, extra ball lit. There we go. So 6, yes, biplane is destroyed. So I've technically gotten through that mode. That is not easy to do though, because remember, for me to take that shot, I basically have to feed the ball, and then hit it with the flipper. And the fact that it's like, shoot it, hit it. Okay, well, maybe it's easier than I'm showing, but we've done the main multi-ball. We've done to get back into another island mode. Let me show another island mode off. So now that this is flashing, we can get into the island mode. I already showed the chasm. I like that one a lot. Pterodactyl attack is all about hitting the stand-up targets. Stegosaurus is like a roaming shot. Escape the swamp is you build it and then you take it out on the right. Let's talk about Save Ann. Save Ann. Basically, you're going to hit a blue shot. This is a good one for a multi-ball. But you hit a blue shot, and then you have to hit the gong. So the more blue shots, though, that you hit before you hit the gong, the more it's going to be worth when you hit the gong. So it's just blue shots, gong. And then you finish it on the gong. There's a hurry up at this point. So once again, when you're throwing the ball around, it looks very easy. But yeah, it takes a little bit of time. I have spelled King KO. So some of that's through completing modes. Most of that, though, well, skill shots help with that. And then if you look right above me, there's a green bar. As you play through the game and get more switch hits, that green bar will go up. And the more that bar goes up, so you see, the more that bar goes up, eventually it'll give you another Kong letter. Once you've spelled K-O, King Ko, it will... That shot. I'm trying to do a tutorial and I'm distracted by how great that shot is. What's going on right now is there's a river rapids mode. This is a very fun mode. So you want to hit that, it'll feed it. You just want to keep doing this. Keep looping that shot. Oh man. That's 4. Oh, and out. 5. Yeah, so this is a timed mode, and it's a very, very cool mode. I think there is a way to beat this mode. I don't know how many it is. But look at my green bar going up on the right. I have KO in, and the ball's gone again, but not today. Okay, looks like we're starting Pit Multiball. So that was because I hit it a bunch. I actually happen to be starting Spider Multiball, which is all about switch hits. So this is a great one to have going when you want to focus on this. So the fact the river's open, let me just keep hitting that. Let me see if I can beat river. That would be pretty cool. So once you get enough switch hits, the pit will be lit, and you want to hit over there, and that's how you get your super jackpot. That countdown is for the river. How many? I did a lot. I did a lot of that. So same thing. Red shots build up the value. And then whenever you see that flashing, you can cash it out. And then what's over here? We got an extra ball. That's a red shot that'll help go towards the overall pit value. Remember, I have a ball in my hand. All right. So we're going to go ahead and drain out, but it's the same thing. It's all about hitting red shots or getting the right number of switch hits. So, oh, I'm on the wrong one, I think. I thought it was all switch hits. This one is no. This one's all about red shots here. And then it increases the value of the jackpot as you hit. So, I'm going to go ahead and drain out of that. I've done Kong Multi-Ball. I've done the Biplane attack. The spider pit cleared. You basically have to get through all 3. And all 3 of these are different. I'm going to show you Deadeyes, though. Deadeyes is lit because I've spelled King Ko. This is a very unique mode where all I'm doing is plunging the ball. I am trying to plunge the ball over in the left area. So it's a very fun... Right there. There it is. Too little. Too little. Alright. This is when we just start cheating. Once you've done enough, the river's going to be lit up top. And that's when you want to shoot one up top to cash out the jackpot. So it's a timed mode. And then there's the one for the river. So it's actually a very fun mode. The flippers are off during it, but it's all about getting that short plunge exactly where you want it to be. But yeah, I'm one Kong letter away, and I'm right at it with my green bar here. So I think it's lit. So for me to get, let's go ahead and hit the gong. Come on. There we go. And that should have given me, yep, that gave me my last Kong letter. So you collect it, you fill up the green bar, and then you collect it at the gong. So what I actually have lit right now is T-Rex. So maybe this is a little bit of spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen this. Now I want to bash the action button. Look at that. You're actually like beating the T-Rex. And while you're doing that with one hand, all the other shots are going red. Oh yeah, this mode's all about, you want to avoid slings. It basically ends when you hit, when your slings are hit. But I think I showed you everything. There, obviously I did not defeat him or that would be lit. There's plenty more island scenes. I don't know what else to say. This game's great, but what I like is the decision making. The fact that it's like, right now, what do I want to do? Well, I see I have one climb arrow left, and that would get me to 600 feet. So now my New York City event is lit. You can focus on working through the island modes. You can focus on getting through the pit. Hitting the drops up there is how you get through the main King Kong multi-ball. But I love the decision making, or the fact that there's always stuff to do, but not necessarily a mandatory way of you got to do it this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. So I'm having a ton of fun with this game. I hope you guys saw just even me flipping the game, the fact that all the shots lead together so well. It's just a blast. It's just a blast to play. What I will say on the Pro, on the Premium and LE, to start a mode, you have to hit the gong twice. On the Pro, there's going to be lit shots. I don't know what color, but you hit a certain number of lit shots, and then hitting that area will start a mode. But otherwise, the games play the exact same. So go find a King Kong, play it, have a blast with it. And if you want to watch the live streams, feel free to check those out. Thanks for clicking on the tutorial. If I forgot anything, feel free to leave it in the comments, like, subscribe, all the things. And yeah, appreciate you clicking on the video. Have a good one. See ya.